All right, good morning. Thanks for joining me today. This morning I want to talk about entities signing contracts. And when I say entities, I'm talking about trusts, corporations, individual LLCs, S-corps, whatever case it may be. It is not an actual physical person's name that's on the contract, right? So that's what I want to talk about today. In Georgia, somebody actually has to sign on behalf of that. I think Tracy's going through it right now with a trustee, right? There's a whole trust that's going on, and she has a trustee signing. We at the help desk, we actually have to do this a lot too, which I will show you, because right now I'm impersonating Miguel's system, right? So when you send something in the help desk, we actually have to do this as well, right? So what the problem is a corporation can't sign. It's not an actual living, breathing individual. A signer has to sign on behalf of the corporation, right? And the big question that comes up is when you send it through Docs Plus, right, it comes up with the corporation's name for them to sign. And most of your consumers just click OK, sign and go away, right? And then it says, in the instance of this, they would sign it and it'd say EK Pro Painting LLC in the signature line up here, right? They don't change it. So what you need to do is whenever you have this happen, you need to explain to your client that they need to change the name upon trying to sign, okay? So what will happen is when you send it to sign, you click send and it'll go through. I'm just gonna click sign so that I can get this pulled up here and show you what it'll look like from their end, right? So sign now, EK Pro. They are here, done. And it says that when you go to click on it, you can draw. They can always go in and sign their name, right? If that's what they choose to do. I think about, I'd say it's less than 5% of people actually do that. Everybody just goes in and types signature. But you see it says EK Pro Painting LLC, EL for initials. That does not work. That right there it doesn't void your contract, but it makes your contract unenforceable. All right, so big difference there. It doesn't void it again. So your contract isn't just dead because a corporation signed on behalf of a corporation, which isn't legal. It's just unenforceable. So the seller could come back and say, yeah, we're terminating. An individual didn't sign the contract, and they'd have a legal right. Right? So try not to do that. But when you get in here to typing, this can be, what's your buyer's actual name?
Ever Duarte.
Ever Duarte?
Duarte.
Like that? Mm-hmm. Did I really just do that right? Ever Duarte. So right, so you can type the name in, whatever their name is, right? And they can do their initials as well. ED, check the box. And create, and now you'll see that they are initialing and signing everything as an individual, right? So what happens is now the attorney will see Ever Duarte sign this contract, and now they're going to want to see the corporation docs that show that Ever Duarte is an authorized signer on behalf of the LLC. That is why the attorney asks for operating agreements, corporation documents, all that stuff. Make sense? Any questions on that? Go ahead, Jasmine.
Show us how to do it, like automatically through there when you do it like add a person, because you could click that button. It says like signing as a corporation or something.
Or it says add legal entity.
Yeah, right. So then when they sign, it automatically puts their real name in there.
You're trying to teach me stuff.
So like edit people.
Yeah, people.
Down or there.
Yeah, so you put their real name, and then you put their entity in there.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you showing me stuff. Great news. There you go. That's even better, isn't it?
Yeah. And then
Right?
That'll do it for you.
That'll do it for them so that they don't have to think about it?
Yeah.
Now, who knew about that? You two. You three. Oh, and Jasmine, you told Iris, and
Now I know.
and now Miguel knows, now I know, now we all know, right? So thanks for sharing. Like, that is absolutely amazing. So there you go. So right here should be EK-Pro, right?
Yeah.
This just turned into and then Ever. Duarte, you said? I can't believe I spelled his name right. Right? So let's try this out. Let's go, because I can sound it out. So it still says EK Pro Painting LLC like it should say. Back to document. Let's go sign. On behalf of, let's just go through this all. Thanks, Jasmine, for the tip. I'm going to share this with everybody. So sign now. I understand, done. Uh-oh.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything. I'm just going through and seeing if this works, actually. It does work? It looks like you may have an error. Please refresh to continue. I thought, let me get out of here real quick. People. So it's right in here, right? Done. I'm actually going to go out of here to come back into the purchase and sale. And let's give this a shot now.
It could be the other ones are.
No, I'm only clicking the purchase and sale agreement as signing though, so it shouldn't.
Yeah.
I think it changes everywhere, right?
Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I've found it really odd that sometimes it'll do it only on the page that you're on, and sometimes it will.
That's what I'm saying. Probably because it's on the other.
Well, I'll tell you what, if this doesn't do it this time, I'm gonna believe Jasmine 100% and say, yes, that is gonna work. Because you said it works, right? You've seen it, tested it, verified?
For me too.
It's worked for you as well? All right, perfect. That is a great little tool. Thanks for sharing. Now that we're done with that, any other questions?
Yes. So these clients are buying through Harmony Loan, but it is an institutional lender.
Harmony Loan is an institutional investor. How do you know Harmony Loan is an institutional investor?
No, the lender. The lender has a NMLS, the number,
Mm-hmm.
broker, and the only thing is that this type of loan is only interest. So all you gotta do, I'm asking, is to put that in the form, and if it's only Harmony Loan, how
All right.
do you let the person, the other, the listing agent?
How do you let the listing agent know that it's only Harmony Loan? So the question is,
Use what exhibit?
all right, so let me make sure I got this question right so everybody out there can hear it as well. This buyer is using a specific loan program with its Harmony Loan is the lender, or that is the loan type?
The loan, and then he also gets for repairs. He gets money.
He'll get money for repairs. Okay, so Harmony Loan, is that a company? Is that the mortgage company, or is that the loan product?
I think he's saying hard money.
Hard money.
Yes. Sorry.
Okay, hard money. There, Harmony. It's your accident. Hard money. So it's a hard money loan, so it's a loan product, obviously. All right, and the question is do you use the conventional loan contingency exhibit, or what do you use? And you're saying that they are an institutional lender. So that's a pretty loaded question. Let's start off with institutional lender or not. Things that determine whether or not an entity, the lender, is an institutional lender. They can do Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, HUD, USDA, VA, FHA loan products, right? That would be one thing. What's that? They have to be able to. They have to do one of those. And or be an FDIC insured bank or institution, right? So if they're FDIC insured, or they can do any conventional loan products, FHA, VA, USDA. If they can do any of those four, they may be considered an institutional lender. So let me jump back here. I dealt with one before. Buyer terminated on one of our deals, one of your co-agent or one of your agents here in the building's deals. And the question came up, are they an institutional lender? It was hard money using your, They were not an institutional lender in the state of Georgia. They had the NMLS number, to go back to your question, to do all those other loan products in 5 other states, but not in Georgia. And the conventional loan contingency says must be an institutional lender in the state of Georgia, right? So that's the first thing. So you're saying they are an institutional lender in the state of Georgia?
No, but you got me in Arizona, but she's.
Okay, but they do hard money deals here.
Yeah, she found somebody.
Yes.
Who would do it.
That would not qualify to terminate your deal under the conventional finance contingency if you're dealing with a competent listing agent or an agent that's going to ask questions and has a broker that can explain it, right? So that question was posed to me, well, this is hard money. I don't know why they use the conventional loan contingency, and then started digging into it, and we actually got the earnest money for the seller. It was an investor using hard money, and it's not an institutional lender. Brett had to get involved and explain it all to the buyer, who was the investor, who was the agent as well. But, yep.
Just to correct, so it's not an institutional lender, period, right? Even if it's in the state of Georgia, right?
They have to be licensed to do one of those loan products or FDIC insured bank in the state of Georgia to use the conventional loan contingency exhibit. Otherwise, in this instance, if it's hard money and you do that, you want to use the all cash. The buyer gets the right to obtain financing, and then you have so many, like you need to have everything done within your due diligence period. Make sense?
The question to the lender is, are you an institutional lender
In the state of Georgia, can you do conventional loan products, FHA, VA, or USDA? They don't have to be able to do all of them, but they need to be able to do one of those and or be an FDIC insured institution, or FUCUA or FUC, which is the credit union. FDIC. Those would be institutional lenders where you would use the conventional and have the legal right to terminate. So you all are getting like an education here that just kind of went, I'm sure, over a lot of y'all's heads. But if you get into a situation where you have to terminate a deal and it's hard money and you use the conventional loan contingency, if you have a savvy listing agent and they question it and come to find out it's not an institutional lender, your buyer's earnest money is at risk, right? And that's our job, is to protect the buyer's earnest money. One of our jobs.
The lender told me that, oh no, put 20, like, finance.
Put 20 days in the finance contingency.
Appraisal, like all this, and so I'm like, okay, so this is institutional or not?
Yep, the hard money is going to be non-institutional, and there are a lot of lenders here that do hard money here in Georgia that are not licensed to do, not a licensed institutional lender in the state. They're private money. Hard money, private lenders, yep.
So you won't use a cash exhibit?
All cash with the second box checked, which is the right to obtain financing. I can pull one up here real quick if I can get back in. So, yep.
And
Other-
in that exhibit, there is not contingency days, there is none of that. So
Correct. So you need to have it all done. There is appraisal. You can check appraisal for sure.
So at least to save,
Mm-hmm.
to have that, to save the.
Yep, so we'll go to forms here and add no finance, right? That's what it's called, right? Yep. 401, next. You'll check B here. Finance purchase with no finance contingency. Right? And then as Miguel said, there's the appraisal contingency portion of it. So if they want to have an appraisal done, that's how they can check that box.
Save you from losing money in the,
If it doesn't appraise,
if it doesn't appraise.
depends on how you fill this out, but yes.
Financing, right? There's no way to save it based on financing. Like,
No way to save it based on
so,
financing.
like, I should advise my buyer, hey, make sure they're gonna give you the money because we got no cover for
Yep,
this.
you want to do it all.
Put it in
Hard,
place.
so in most instances, hard money lenders can get all their stuff done up inwards of 3 to 4 days, right? You give them the property address, they have to go out, they'll do their own desk appraisals on them to make sure that the ARV makes sense, all that, right? After repair value, the amount of money that they're lending you versus
They're
the
lending for
rehab
that
costs.
too, in this case. They're lending for the repairs.
Yes, that's why I said ARV value. So you may want to spell that out in special stipulations. Property must appraise for, on the contract, per appraisal contingency of the, no finance contingency exhibit. You would obviously check that it shall be. You may want to spell it out in there, or in special stipulations, that the appraisal must be based, the loan amount must be based on a 70% after repair value for appraisal purposes. You know, you can further specify to make it clear. But I would get everything done within due diligence with hard money, or the buyer's earnest money is at risk, right?
And let them know by writing.
Yep. Make sense? Questions? Other questions? That was a good one, Miguel. Thanks. No other questions?
And the morning one.
All right, well, let's get back to work then.